I'll be explaining the Chinese youth romance movie, Be With You, today. A 24-year-old cartoonist named Qin Yan is having difficulty writing. Despite being instructed to write a romance comic book, she prefers to write action stories. Because of this, anytime she creates something romantic, it comes out terrible, like a girl who declares her love by body slamming a guy to the ground. The executive editor of Qin Yan is given a deadline before they must deliver the finished romance comic book by the editor-in-chief. Qin Yan will be sacked right away if she can't come up with a compelling story. She finds it difficult to be creative because of her anxiety. Ming sighs and explains that when they read the romantic romance, readers should feel their hearts racing. Qin Yan, who has never experienced heart failure, is ignorant and connects the heartbeat to the condition. Ming gives her a selection of romance comics and instructs her to come up with some ideas before returning the next day at 5 p.m. The next scene shows Qin Yan sketching a heart outside on a park bench as Ming had requested. As she continues, a cute puppy approaches and looks at her beef jerky. His name is Qi Bao, according to his caller. Qin Yan feels it is her duty to return the puppy to its owner safely because their first names are the same. She holds his leash while giving him more beef jerky. He appears to already know where his owner is, which surprises her. She struggles to keep up as he runs swiftly till he finally arrives at the bridge by the lake. Yan Xin, a gorgeous young man, turns out to be the owner. As Qin Yan looks at him, he makes a dramatic turn as he realizes what the editor meant by the quick heartbeat. She makes a fool of herself by shaking Yan Xin's hand when he asks for the leash. She tries to strike up a conversation with him, but his responses are abrupt and dismissive. As exchange for what the dog ate, he offers to buy her some snacks, but Qin Yan declines. Yan Xin trips and falls over Qin Yan when the dog suddenly runs in that way. It leaps over them when they are barely a few centimeters apart, causing them to lock lips. When Qin Yan lies flat on the ground attempting to comprehend what just occurred, Yan Xin stands up right away. She stands up and firmly requests his phone number so she may call him later. Before Yan Xin can respond, the editor calls Qin Yan to let her know that she made a mistake and the deadline is in less than an hour. Yan Xin is astounded by her candor. Qin Yan is forced to return immediately to the workplace. She asks Yan Xin to hold off until she gets back, though, before she departs. Despite his confusion, Yan Xin chooses to wait out of curiosity. He receives a call from his architectural firm about 30 minutes later and is forced to go home. Before departing, he attaches a sticky note with his phone number on the bench for Qin Yan. But the note takes off as soon as he turns around. When Qin Yan gets to work, she immediately starts writing a 2-page comic book about her first encounter with Yan Xin. The surprise kiss and the adorable dog are 2 parts of the comic that the editor finds appealing. She urges Qin Yan to continue writing about the male character since she knows it would be well received. But Qin Yan will need to spend more time with him in order to write more about him. She hurries back to the water as soon as she realizes that she begged him to wait. She arrives just as night has fallen. Even though she had anticipated that a handsome man like Yan Xin wouldn't hang around for her, she is nonetheless disappointed by his absence. On the other side, Yan Xin visits his office. He is a successful architect who works extremely hard. Shen, his best friend and workplace colleague, is waiting for him there. Shen has a tight relationship with Yan Xin's family, notably with his grandfather, who frequently acts as a matchmaker. The issue is that Yan Xin has never even had a girlfriend. The old guy wants Yan Xin to get married as soon as feasible. Shen tells that Yan Xin has been asked to go on a blind date that his grandfather has arranged, but he was dispatched to inform Yan Xin about it. Qin Yan goes out to dinner with her friends in the evening. While the other works for a company, one of them is a professor at a university. Several girls drop a bucket of water on Qin Yan from the floor above as they converse. The girls descend to offer their friend's inebriated pal their condolences. The girls attend the same university as Qin Yan's professor friend. She therefore quickly recognizes the person the girls are referring to when they talk about someone who hurt their hearts. It seems that everyone has fallen head over heels for the severe architecture professor. Even though he only lectures for a month during the academic year, he nevertheless goes to the institution every day to destroy hearts. Yan Xin himself turns out to be the man. In addition to serving as the CEO of his company, he teaches at a university. Also, Qing Wu admits that he never refers to any of his students or coworkers by their names. Rather, he calls them by their ID numbers. Qin Yan thinks of ways to discover Yan Xin while she is unaware that her friend is talking about him. She makes a blog entry about him at home, including details like his height and the name of his dog, and encourages readers to let her know if they know somebody similar. A comparable gut was reportedly observed at the university, according to one of the comments. The following day, Qin Yan decides to visit the university to see if it is genuine. The first person she encounters is a girl who is sneakily photographing someone in the adjacent block. She immediately recognizes the man Qin Yan is seeking when she is questioned about a lovely man. It comes out that the female photographs Yan Xin and pays his fangirls to purchase them. She has essentially started a merchandising company because of his success. The stalker is perplexed when Qin Yan says she doesn't want his image. Qin Yan just states that she is the man's girlfriend to avoid having to elaborate. Right then, security personnel show up to search for the stalker. She motions for Qin Yan to take the front seat in the lecture hall of the building before fleeing. As she's about it, she smuggles a memory card into Qin Yan's purse so that her labor of love won't be lost even if she is caught. Qin Yan enters the mentioned lecture classroom and finds herself astonished to see Yan Xin enter as the professor. They exchange glances, and Qin Yan waves, but he maintains his composure and keeps taking attendance. When she observes a puzzle box on the platform, she learns that Yan Xin challenges his students to complete the puzzle each year. The person who cracks it can ask him for anything they desire, but Yan Xin is certain that none of the freshmen are capable of cracking such a difficult puzzle. After class, the females take turns attempting to solve it but are utterly unable. He enters the hallway a short while later and sees that Qin Yan has already figured it out. She is invited to visit his workplace by the surprised man. She pulls the memory card out of her bag after noticing it there, but Yan Xin grabs it. When he attaches it to his computer, he discovers that it only contains his images. Yan Xin is not comforted by Qin Yan's assurance that she is not the one who created the card and that her intentions towards him are good. He puts the subject on hold and inquires about her puzzle-solving process. It turns out that her father, who was also an architect, frequently had boxes similar to this one lying around the house. She has played with them before, so she is familiar with how they operate. Yan Xin is impressed by her comprehensive explanation of how to fix the problem. She requests to be his teaching assistant in exchange for her prize in order to be nearer to him. Yan Xin concurs, but insists that in order to keep her work, she must succeed in getting him to remember her name by the end of the week, failing which she will be forced to quit. Qin Yan believes the work to be simple, but she has no idea that Yan Xin can't even recall the name of his best buddy. He views it as a pointless exercise, but Qin Yan is determined to prevail. Later, she updates Ming on her progress and completes a few more comic pages based on her most recent exchange with Yan Xin. Ming admires her inventiveness and urges her to keep her job as a teaching assistant because it aids in the realization of her ideas. Qin Yan follows Yan Xin on her first day of work and repeats the agenda for the day to him. Despite her repeated requests for him to use her name, he keeps referring to her by her ID number. The stalker girl takes photos of them while they converse on the stairs. In an effort to annoy her and give Qin Yan something to talk about, Yan Xin spots her and approaches her. He eventually catches the stalker female in the act, but it turns out that Ji Chu is his cousin. She is asked to apologize to Qin Yan for setting her up by hiding the memory card in her bag before he takes her camera away. Ji Chu initially objects, but after hearing that he'll give the camera back if she follows instructions, she agrees. In the next scene, Yan Xin enters the lecture hall and discovers Ming hiding under the stage. She demonstrates a notebook with her name on it and even translates it to 7-year itch, so he will remember it. Yan Xin kisses her on the lips and murmurs softly that they might experience a 7-year itch after getting married. Qin Yan suddenly awakens and finds it was all a dream. She makes the decision to live out her goal and sneaks under the podium during the following lecture. Yet in contrast to the dream, Yan Xin calls for her to leave right away and directs her to a seat. Yan Xin never gives up and keeps asking him to recall her name. She even goes so far as to change his laptop's background to her face and put her name on a shirt. Still, to her displeasure, he refers to her using fictitious idioms. One day, she receives word that Yan Xin won't be attending the university for a week due to a pressing matter at the firm. Yet, he left her with a ton of tasks to complete while his absence. Qin Yan is worried that he may have forgotten her name when he returns in a week. She learns, however, by speaking with his cousin that Yan Xin values reputation highly. She therefore performs her best as a teaching assistant in his absence starting the following day. A week later, when Yan Xin finally makes his appearance, everyone, from the teachers to the janitors, compliments Qin Yan in front of him. The two later meet in the rain outside. He gives Qin Yan AF for working too hard when she expected to be acknowledged for her good work. They are suddenly doused in puddle water by a passing car as it spouts water at them. Yan Xin takes Qin Yan to the staff room to change into dry clothing in order to assist her. Qin Yan remarks that he already remembers her name but is holding back from saying it after both have been changed. Yan Xin doesn't confirm or deny the assertion. Instead, he probes her about her genuine motivations. He has a crush on Qin Yan, she declares abruptly. She stumbles while they are talking and lands on his chest. The grandfather of Yan Xin walks in at the same time. Although he witnesses them in the act, he finds it hard to accept that his grandson has a lover. The elderly guy announces that he has arranged a blind date for Yan Xin, and the three settle down to discuss. Yan Xin declares that Qin Yan is his lover out of a fit of fright. If she is actually his girlfriend, the elderly guy demands that he mention her name since he doesn't believe him. He is also urged to do so by Qin Yan. He tells his granddad her name since he has no other option. Adding to the fabrication, Qin Yan promises to always take care of his grandson. Yan Xin is forced to concede defeat after the grandfather departs and let Qin Yan continue serving as his assistant. She is ecstatic to be spending time with and writing about the man of her dreams. On the other side, Yan Xin is secretly delighted with his new assistant. Finally, even an aloof and haughty professor like him has begun to develop feelings for someone. To support the channel, switch on the notification feature, subscribe for more videos like this, and leave a like. Thank you.